So this video and the collection of videos that I'm producing here is just my encouragement for you to connect with your students as we travel down this new path. Over the course of our learning and teaching, we've all been exposed to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. As a teacher, I would sometimes refer to it when talking with peers and even confuse it with Bloom sometimes. Our current reality is totally foreign to us. Today, we must rethink education. Today, we must build it right. 3 weeks ago, I thought we were getting an extra long spring break. But today, we know that it will be 4.5 months before we have a chance to teach the way that we know how to teach. So in our current reality, we need to rethink how and why we do what we do as teachers. It is time to focus on our students' needs. Let's start with the foundation of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Physiological. Physiological is a fancy way to say essential or primary needs. To survive, we must have water, food, shelter, and sleep. Our students count on us for 2 meals a day, all the water they could swallow, and a protected environment with rules that were safe from the weather and safe from the environments. They knew what to expect for 5 days a week. Some of them for 11, 12, 13 years they've been in that environment. The only physiological need that we did not give them was sleep, except in extreme conditions. What can we do in our current situation to help our students with their basic needs? Are there any students doing without food or clean water? Is it possible that their provider has lost their job and will likely lose the place they've been staying in? Is it possible that our students are now sharing a bed or sleeping on the floor because they have moved in or another group of people have moved in with them? Have we checked in with our students? My heart has been warmed hearing about teachers calling their students and having Google Meets to check in on their appearance, providing them with meals, clothes, supplies, making home visits, or calling DHR or the Sheriff's Department because they knew just something wasn't right. Teachers, and when I say teachers, I'm referring to all that work toward the betterment of other people's kids, are the greatest people on the planet. They have servant hearts. Teachers are adapting to a new reality in how to meet our basic students' needs like never before. We must be willing to ask our students, how are you doing? And what can I do to help? Then based off their answers, we must do what we have always done and meet their needs. The next level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is safety. And this one gets me because I'm really worried about how we're going to be able to do this. We know there are students who endure way too much physical and emotional abuse at home. We can all quickly recall the names of students who have survived or at least escaped from their terrible home lives to be with us at school. So many of our students can't wait for Monday morning to get here so that they can get back to school, and they dread Friday because they have safety at school. This is one of the harder ones to do virtually because you aren't seeing them and they aren't seeing you. I want to caution you on crossing the line and becoming unprofessional here. Please, if you know there is a problem that needs help, pass it up to your principal and off to DHR. We cannot let your gut suspicions go unchecked, so make sure you do this. Loving and belonging is the next step that we can do, and this can easily be done with Google Meet. Our students need to see you and each other. The Google Meet is as simple as letting kids tell some funny story of what happened that day or something they've learned while they're out. Connections before content. In talking with students and teachers after the teacher parades that we've had, both groups often cited how emotional they were in just getting to see their teachers or students. Witnessing firsthand the staffs at Skyline Woodville, they were so pumped just seeing each other, just connecting. And so connection before content. I've seen where teachers have written personal letters to their students and asked them to write back. We have learned new technologies and tools to be able to connect. Teachers are reading stories on Facebook. I love hearing those. And creating YouTube channels. You have all really impressed me so far, and I know that that's just going to continue to grow as we go forward. Only after we have climbed the first 3 steps of Maslow's hierarchy of need can we introduce content. Once again, we need to make connections before content. Worksheets aren't any more effective for learning at home than they are when we're at school. Any assignment made without first making connections is truly a waste of time. If you've listened this far, and thank you, by the way, and you still don't see the importance of connections, I apologize for my failure to communicate. What we teach is not as important as who we teach. We must make certain that our students have a solid foundation in their needs for physiological safety and loving belonging. The content that we teach and share must be essential to the mastery of the course. Do not feel the need to assign or even suggest busy work. In fact, don't ever do that again. Please try to provide as much instruction and support as you can on the new material that you're sending home. Your feedback is essential for any growth to happen. Take advantage of this time to assign less and provide more feedback. Make the learning something that can be done safely at home. Make it fun. We can do this. Use this time we have to reflect on personal and professional growth. What skills am I lacking to be able to teach a student that's not actually in my classroom? When we get back to normal, how can I take what I've learned during this current situation to improve my instruction? I love Netflix as much as the next person, but do we really need to binge watch? What can I be doing to improve myself instead? Take a walk, clean up the yard. In the dark days of our current reality, how can we make our world better? What can we do to better connect with our students? What skills can we share with others to make their days better? We are going to be better on the other side of this. We're going to have a greater appreciation of getting to go to work, getting to go to church, getting to hug or shake hands with people, getting to interact with our student, even that student. We all know which one I'm talking about. We're going to be able to adapt our classroom when the next stomach bug happens or kids have to miss because of an event or whatever goes on. From now on, when we have to be out for a week, you have to be out for a week. You will have the skills to do video presentations, assignments on Google Classroom, or communicate with your kids with a tool like Flipgrid instead of your class just losing a week of instruction and doing worksheets with a sub. I want to conclude by saying that I believe in you. I believe in what we do. I believe in why we do it. I know that we are an essential function. We are a vital cog in this thing called life. We are humanity's teacher, and we've got to connect with our kids as best we can. Again, it's connection, not content. They have to know that we love them, and we're going to show that to them as best we can in this new reality. So as we go forward, better together, moving forward. Thank you.